Okay, sorted.
There we go. Okay, perfect. Drill
Okay,
to your
stuff. Cheers. Morning, guys. Excuse me. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes till 1:30 and we can start. Yeah, okay. So actually, I'm going to change the screen now and have a look in the meantime. Morning, Solly. Just a few more seconds and then we get started. Trading snipers. Morning, Renner. Hi, Paul. Right, 1:30. We get started. Hope you all see the chart. Hear me okay? Right, a couple of trade ideas coming out. Let's just explain why. GBPNZD was to get in at 2.08. I think it's just about reached there for an entry. Some guys chased it, was a bit lower down. Well, the idea is to, try and get it nearer the signal. If it's a 1 or 2 pips, I wouldn't worry about it. But some guys, I think, jumped in, even was about 10 pips away. Anything more than 10 pips, so you're pushing it a bit. But anyway, being as it may, the signals were 2.08. It just seemed to have got there. Why we think of a sell? Let's have a look where the 200 is to start with on the daily charts down here. So it's neutral. The pound has, what happened actually? Good point on the pound. 8 o'clock, been quite busy. That's my excuse. Retail sales slightly lower than expected. Okay, the retail sales are slightly lower than expected, and we want to sell anyway. So in theory, hopefully, it'll give a bit of weakness to the pound. The NZD, that is a little bit similar to the pound in strength-wise. I'm talking about anything else. It's purely about weakened strength. Strength size, fairly even, and it's had a bit of a bounce up for the last, about 2 weeks. It's bounced up, and I think it probably now will get a pullback. We've got a 50-day moving, sorry, 100-day moving average, which is just a second, which is being defended. And at the moment, certainly since yesterday, and it also attacked the 50% Fibonacci retracement. So I thought, putting that together, I'm expecting some downside. Clearly, if it doesn't work, we have a stop loss, and the risk is 85 Rand per micro. So make sure you work your volumes out in case it goes pear-shaped, as we all know. Okay, so if you like that one, you've taken it. If you don't like it, well, clearly not. Okay, that's the reason behind it. That's more or less I was trying to clarify the reason why I sent it. Okay, right. The other one was gold. Now I think, hang on, what's going on with the gold here? As mentioned yesterday, the only thing propping up gold is Middle East conflict, and clearly it's still going on. It probably will be for a while, to be honest. The main thing is new news becomes old news, run out of stuff to say about it, and then move on to something else. It goes off the front page, and it gets forgotten about. Yeah. So if that occurs, gold is very likely to come off. It's only the fear factor that's keeping it up there. India bought quite a bit of gold bullion, but that's now discounted in the market. And the yields are high and the dollar is strong, both very negative for gold. So I thought it is a little bit risky, to say the least, with the conflict still in operation. So that's hence a wide stop above the round 2000 level at 210. The reason being, if it passes through 2000, we've got ourselves a serious problem over there, very serious. And a lot of psychological profit taking is likely to occur around the 2000 level if it gets there. Hence the stop was out the way. And if any easing of tensions going into the weekend occurs, we could get a decent pullback on opening on the Monday. So yes, it is a risky trade. Clearly it's against the trend, but the trend is actually down, not up. The price action is only giving a bullish side just because of the news. Nothing to do with anything else. All the other factors are negative for gold. So, being that as it may, you had a risk reward out there. If you understood that, understood the mythology or thinking behind it, you can take it. If you still feel, ooh, it's too much risk on in that area, you might think rather leave it alone. But those are the reasons why. Okay. And that's the idea of the trade room, to give you reasons why and to think for yourselves. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that, and they're going blind. You're not knowing why, where, or what. And well, I'm sorry if it goes against, and happy for them it goes well, clearly. But I want people to know why we're doing it and keep themselves not genius on it, but reasonably well informed of what's going on, not just the charting, because it's affected, especially gold's affected a lot by what's going on out there. Okay. Okay, so that's the idea behind it. Any comments on that? I hope you now understand the reasoning. Morning. Hope you all got that. Sometimes my message joined a bit later, but I hope you all got that. But that's the reasoning behind why I've took a risk on getting a short out there, because it might jump up another 10, but I think 2000 will line the sand, and any easing intentions or going off the front page, going onto the back burner, the rationality of the yields and the dollar index should force it down. Okay, the reason why a gold trade has been sent out on the short side, and clearly the momentum's been up, is the only thing that's been keeping it up there and pushing it up there is what's happening in Israel. Nothing else. Everything else is pointing downside. As I mentioned before, you've all got the DXY, you've all got the yields and the 10-year note, and they're all positive. In fact, the note went up to 5% at one stage, which both of them are extremely negative for gold being as high as they are. So why is it not coming off? It's simply because the fundamental conflict. Okay. So are we being a bit presumptuous to jump in when at this stage? Yeah, probably even a little bit, yes. However, the risk is, and thinking behind it, with a wide stop above the supportive, strong psychology area of around 2000, meant that we'd like to be on board in case there's any easing off of tensions there. If it escalates out of control, you're going to lose in this trade, but there are bigger problems facing the world. So just hope they can get something sorted out there. And then if they can get some sort of pullback in any way, even a small one, I think you'll get a big move down and you want to be on board for that. That's why I'd be circumspect on your position sizing, and it's worked out for you on the signal. That's the thing behind it. Again, you might say, yeah, I hear you, Roger, but for me personally, it's too much going on out there. I'll take it. That's fair enough. That is your decision. But the point again behind it, I want people like Ebenezer, I want other people become like Ebenezer, Michael, Pietro, put the time, and Fania, of course, and whoever, take time and effort to understand why it's going on, and they can make a valid choice, an informed choice. I'm trying to get away from people just blindly following a signal. Because I say, what's the rationality of buying a course which costs money to be educated and then not even picking it up and looking at it and just blindly following a signal? All you do is put some money in a quick trade account, don't have to know what you're doing, blindly follow a signal, which are free anyway, and just trade that. Well, why buy a course? Why get knowledge? You know what I'm saying? The idea is because you want to learn how to fish yourself, not just rely on somebody else to give the fish to you. And if it goes wrong, you need to know why. Okay, so basically those are the two that went out. So we'll see how they go. Might be quiet going to the weekend. Be patient with it. The market is very jittery at the moment. And so I just suggest be patient. Don't say how long I'd like to be in. I haven't a clue. It could be in a whole week or more. It could be in if we get some trigger very quickly. Just now, just hope the market works in your favor. You got your position in, and if it starts, you can modify your stop loss, not too close. Simple as that. Go on about it like stat record, but muscle memory, and becomes a lot easier when you do that. Okay, those are two out. See how they go. Let's jump now to the yen. Actually, before I do that, as I mentioned this morning on my VIP group, the US bought 6 million barrels to top up their supply. And that's a reasonable amount. I mean, the Saudis produce 9 million per day, but they're sending it not just to America, they're sending it all over, particularly China. So bottom line is 6 million is quite a big amount. And that's why we had a little bit, coupled with the fears in the Middle East, because it's in that part of the world where the oil is, that little bit of increase in the Brent oil price. I'll be looking if we can get some easing off in tension, slowing down. Be looking if we can get maybe 92, 93, something like that, maybe a little bit higher. I don't know. See what happens. Looking maybe a short on it, but this won't be definitely not till a Monday. I can't say definitely, but highly unlikely. Just drawing attention to it. We'll be looking at that. Might even forget to reminder. Don't think I will do, but yeah, I'm in nicely on that one. I won't be chasing it now, but have to be honest, yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, keep an eye on Brent, and maybe we can look for. Sorry, let these guys in. Look for a possible short going in onto Monday. Just wait for Chris to come in because I want to mention him. Yeah, right. Chris has come on before you settle down. Just bring you up there, Chris. I just talk to this one. So I want to go back to what I talked about there as the Brent. You're on my VIP group, so you should have seen there that Biden or the administration has brought up 6 million to have the reserve stockpile increase because a bit depleted. And that caused a bit of a jump in the price of oil. And what else? On top of it, yeah, the Middle Eastern situation forcing it up. So not at the moment, but going into next week, maybe Monday, I don't know, Tuesday, we'll see. If it goes up a little bit higher, approach the 94 to 95 mark, somewhere around about there, I think we can look to shorting it. We'll discuss it then. So keep an eye on it. We might get a trade on the short side. As I mentioned, Chris, there, because you're going to try tonight a straddle trade. If you want to do it live, it's up to you. You might want to just do an experiment on your demo. Again, up to you. But I shall be fascinated to see what comes out of that. But my big tough part is what you're going to do. $1 or $2 above or below. It's difficult. I think rather play safe, never wide above and below, maybe $2. Okay, but and you can do it maybe a tiny position real to give it a bit of oomph, a bit of excitement, but or try out the demo. But it'd be interesting to see how it comes if you're going to do that, and then you can and tell us what happened. Oh no, don't short it for now, but
Will do, Roger.
Yep. Okay, thanks for that, Chris. No, don't be shorting it now, for goodness sake. You're in a long, absolutely, that's the way it's going. You stick with that. 84.73, what a pleasure. I trust you moved your stop loss into profits. Whatever happens, you're going to make a profit out of that. What a pleasure. Ride it. But I wouldn't have this TP any higher than 95, maybe below 95, just to keep the spread. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 94.50 or something. Attack that. If we can get up there, great. But if that happens, we might start looking at short, but certainly not now. You stick with the buy at the moment. And I wouldn't be buying it now either. That ship sailed. I'm just drawing your attention to it as a possible idea going into Monday. Okay. Hope we're all good with that. Okay, right. Those two is about the only thing come up with. The gold one is high risk. The other one is okay. It's not a eureka trade, to be honest, but I think the GBP is a slight likelihood it'll come off. I think the pound is and the New Zealand dollar pretty similar. Maybe the pound's a snatch weaker. It's had a nice jump up, so I think it's hit the 50 fib. We looked at it just now. I think there possibly is some downside, but I wouldn't be overexposing on this one. Now, the yen, we're coming back to this. We discussed it a couple of times. I've actually gone in short already. I've decided not to wait to 150, just in case I don't get filled and the Japanese government intervenes and they're not on board. So I've actually gone in on the short already. You might want to look at that as well. I've got to stop at 150.80 and a 148 TP. The reason being is if it goes above 150, I'm hoping they will intervene. But because of what happened last time and the threat of that happening, it's, as you probably noticed on the price action on a, let's say on an hourly chart, you'll probably see what I mean. They're very, very nervous at 150. I reckon that the 15 pip movement we've had over the last few hours or so is basically short-term traders buying, coming off, and then exiting when it gets near that. They don't want to on board the 150. So TPs are just below that. So that's why it's hovering around. So if it does get intervened with, what a pleasure, a quick one. If they give up and it falls back, it'll be slower, but you're short anyway. So that's why, even though the yen is weak, because of the intervention situation, I've decided to take a short trade on it. And if you like the idea, you can do so yourself. If you understand fully what the heck I'm on about. If you don't go in blindly. Then you can evaluate the risk. Is it worth it? And I think the risk is worth it. That's why I've done it. And it'll be beautiful if it does come flying back, and then you make a very quick buck going into the weekend. But it's going to take some oomph and some either very silly, uninformed traders or very, very bullshit traders, in my opinion, to push the 150 or that kind of fear in the background. Can you imagine being long and you forgot to put a stop loss in and it suddenly falls off a couple hundred pips or worse, like last time. So just bear that in mind. But I think in case he doesn't get filled at 150, maybe a short these levels and to be on board if that happens. And if it doesn't, well, get your volumes right. And yeah, and there it is. I've deleted mine, Pietro. Good point. I deleted mine. I went at market. I just don't want it to happen. And I don't get filled and it falls off. No more complicated than that. And for 10 pips or 15 pips, why would I want to miss out on a 200 pip movement? You get the idea. So I've got on the market for that reason. I hope you understand. If you don't do the trade because it's a little bit against the norm. It's a bit of a thinking on your feet kind of trade. This nothing to do with double tops, double bottoms. You know what I mean? Morning star candles or anything like that. Yeah, it did. It got close. We all panicked. It got about 149. Where's it now? Look, it's getting pretty close now as we speak. Remember, it's 140. It might be on the buy. I think it'll have to be on the bid. And remember, our prices are international. The market maker grabs the price and then puts it out. to the platform. So some platforms slightly different price. So, but it's all hovering around there. But you probably see people sort of bailing out when it gets close there because they're very nervous. Why would it happen in the first place? We've got millions of people who just don't know about that. You know what I mean? That's why you will have some buyers and sellers. Some guys have been buying here because it's very high up. I'm going to buy it. So there's going to have somebody out there, and a lot of it, unfortunately, is slightly ill-informed. But that's up to them. You know, if you choose to drive without knowing what you're doing, well, as long as you don't kill me, that's your choice. Yeah. You could do that, but remember, it's a 6 pip. Well, no, it's a 7 pips. Quite a wide spread on here. So maybe make it. Yeah, I suppose you'd be all right there. But just you could do that. You're like, yeah, move a pending order to something like that. You could do. Just hope it doesn't get suddenly jumped in and not filled. And it might not happen. There's no guarantee. It might not happen. They might say, solid. I can't afford another $700-800 billion. I'm going to leave it and go up, or might fool them and go in a little bit later. I think it's a bit of a psychological game being played by the BOJ, to be honest. No, the Eurocars might have sell. That's good, but I don't know about that. Oil's gotten up, which is also good for Canada. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough to make me buy it. Even that would have been discounted the market by now anyway. If that was a major mover, that would be discounted. So I wouldn't worry too much about the Eurocar situation. And look at the technicals there. That's still holding and being defended. No, I wouldn't be buying that now. I'm well. We've got a sell idea out anyway. But no, I'm short on it. I'm agreed with the short side of that. If you're not in it, I'd sell it. But it's up to you. But I'd not be buying on that now. Yeah, that's right. We've got a short sell on that one. If you get into the round figure, just look at your. I think you're in my VIP group, and if not, just look at your platform there. It's all written down there. 2080. If you want to take it. What was that one? Whatever. Okay. NZD USD. Oh dear me. Do you want to chase it there, Michael? You want to chase it there, do you? I'll give you a due. It's broken this guy here on the weekly. It's broken this on the weekly. Got a little bit there, not that much on the daily. Yeah, I just zoom out a bit. There's a bit of support this level here, and it's broken this guy here. I'm not sure about that. I see more downside, but not enough meat in the bone to chase it. If you're in short hold, if you're not in, I would leave it. If you want to make a quick buck, good luck, mate. I'm not going for it. I'm not advising you doing it. It's up to you, but I'm not going to, certainly not going to do it myself now. And I'm not sure a quick buck's the right way because there's going to be a lot of nerves around there. Look at the 4-hour indecision. I think if you make a buck, I think it's going to be more of a slow buck than a quick buck, to be honest. Okay, so there we are. Right, we can go back to the gold if you like. Getting very nervy at these levels, you can see. Very nervy. So if you can afford that risk, it's not too scary for you. Big wide stop and then have a go at it. Okay. NZD CHF, if you're all held on, hit the TP. So if you're still in it, it means you modify the TP. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But if you didn't, you should all be out there, and that was a nice trade. I did mention the early week. We want to get a decent entries on buying the Swiss franc, and it didn't do too badly at all. Okay, AUD CHF was another one we took at 57.35. And that's clearly doing well. AUD CHF is the TP, just a bit of way to go yet, but it's still hell of a lot of profit. So I take it those are two. And just keep saying Discovery, Disney, or Distilled. Maybe I got booze on the brain here. Disney is also a profit. That's good stuff. Yeah, it was a beautiful trade. You've heard of Miss World? Well, I think Miss World is not as pretty as a NZD-CHF trade, Zama. And much more handsome Mr. World. There you are. Then we can all be fair all the way around. Okay, yeah, ADCHF is at the moment 130, I make it. Where is it? 35, yeah, 110 pips in profit. Yeah. There's also in profit except Wednesday's trades. Okay, that's fine. Good for that. Well, we're large profit here, 110 pips, pretty good. Obviously modify your stop loss. I think you can make it to 80. If you're still in it, we should be. The TP's still there. Why get out? Aussie's still weak. Swiss frank's still strong. Why take? If you did, you did. Don't jump in again. But if you're still on board, which you should be, don't retake your profits too quick. You can protect yourself for the 56.60 stop. There you are. Wide enough to keep out the way, hopefully. And yet you're protected to make a profit, whatever happens, a decent one. So if you stopped out, it's a nice profit. Hits TP as a very nice profit. Good, Zama, you're getting the idea. I'm trying to head people off to take their profit too quick out of sheer emotional nerves, because you'll have to be astronomically successful to make up the times when you're stopped out. I back myself, but I don't back myself to give you 99 trades out of 10 winners, to be honest. And that's what you'd have to achieve. You keep taking quick profits. Good, Pietro. Good stuff. I have a feeling from the body language, Mr. Mariani, sorry, that the smile is coming back to your face this week. What a pleasure. Good. St. Vilna, good stuff. It's a nice profit. Good stuff. Slowly, yes, it is. Well, slowly it's coming back. Okay, good. So that's going very nicely. AUD USD. AUD USD 63.60. A bit slow, but it's going the right way. I think of this one, you can make it 63.50. You covered your costs. You might make a buck or two, not much, if you get stopped out. But it is getting a bit of noise around the, not unexpectedly, very expectedly, which is nice to have something that's expected instead of completely unexpected at the round 63 mark. So might get a little bit of a bounce there, hover around there. If it breaks through, what a pleasure. So get it to 63.50 out the way, maybe 63.40 if you want. Then you make a couple of bucks. Either one will do. And you're not going to lose whatever happens. And if it breaks through, we're on our way. The only ones being a bit tiresome, shall we say, is the euro dollar. And I'll give you the reason, in my opinion, why that is. It's because the euro is slightly stronger, not because the CPI came out as expected, because the stance of the president of the ECB, Christian Lagarde, was fairly hawkish in a speech, which gave some impetus to the euro. So it's a bit of a tussle out at the moment. Bit boring. You are down a little bit, but what the hell? Don't kill me for 15 pips the negative. Let it run. You're 100 pips plus on the others, and you hit the TP on the other one. So 15 pips down on one, and the other three either a big profit or hit your TP. I'll take that any day. I'm actually not so dumb. Yeah, Pietro, I'm not disagreeing with that. Only time will tell whether you should or shouldn't have if it breaks through. I've talked about AUDSD, but I'm not totally against that, actually, yeah. But if you're still in, don't take it now. Rather move your stop. But if it starts to bounce, maybe make the stop. Here's an idea: make the stop at 30 or 35 on the AUD/USD. So it starts to bounce up rather. Well, at least you're protected with a little bit of a profit out of it. Yeah, because I take your point on that. As long as everyone knows what I am talking about. If you don't, please, you need to know, because I think these are fairly, well, not fair, I think they're critical. These are bullet points that are critical. Now, what? Yeah, I didn't, but looking back, maybe I should have. I don't know. We shall see afterwards. But whether it does go or not, I'm not such a bad idea, Pietro, to be honest. Yeah, especially going to the weekend. Not so daft. If you are getting a bit nervous, hovering around there, the round figure, I'm talking the AUD one again. Maybe going to the weekend, take it. If you miss out, never mind. At least you banked a nice one. Not a bad idea. Hey, thanks. Thanks. Okay, so though fine. Let's have this. Yeah, doing anything now? It's having a go. See what I mean? Almost certain this is short-term prop traders playing around at the moment. Scared, excuse my language, shitless at the 150 mark. And so they're getting out, pulls back, and they're trying to grab another 10 pips on the way up. Don't you try that. Costs and all the rest of it. No, don't you try that. But that's almost certainly what's happening at the moment. That's why you get these little runs. I just hope some horrible and selfish of me people are collectively daft enough not to realize that and push it above. And I hope then on top of the bank will intervene. What a pleasure to go into the weekend with 180, 190 pip bloody profit in a couple of minutes. What a pleasure. Not half it's hovering, but I'm sure you understand the reason why. That is rational. That does make sense. Hey, Farney. Well, we get, and I know Farney in his body language gets fed up for Mark to behave like a drunken drug addict with no sense at all. And that's when I just stop before I rather stay away.
That's true, because last night my Euro USD got kick on the stop loss of the signal at 2 minutes past 6. It just pinched down and I was moved out. One of those things again.
6 o'clock yesterday. It's interesting. What's 6 o'clock yesterday? 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, we're gonna make sure we got the timing all right. That's 18th, round about there. Okay, because we bounced up to here at one stage, yeah. Okay, fair enough. I should be honest, I didn't take the trade. Why didn't I take it? If I admit it, because I forgot. And by the time I went on, I forgot again. And I'm actually wondering I should take the trade. I completely forgot about it, to be honest. I'd leave the bloody thing now. That happens sometimes, not because I don't like it. I won't put it out. I didn't like it. Sometimes I forget, and it's too late to chase. I'm gonna leave the bloody thing now. I've got up open positions. Okay. Yeah, it's complete convergence of 150. Like I've been saying, Pietro. Are we all clear on that? Aren't you nervous? You're going long, Pietro, Vilna, Farney, Brian, Doreen, I don't care. You're all going long, and 150s are like a major buy on the Japanese yen to shoot it down. It gets to near 150, you'd be seriously nervous and probably pull out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. Common sense, you think about it. And they acted on it last time. And if you're going to say something, you got to back it up. And that's exactly what they did. And it's create a major fear factor out there, which is in their favor. So the guys, otherwise, they didn't have that fear factor. They'd be bidding up to 151 and worse. It's playing politics with the old. It's a gameplay, really. As I say, the power game, as they call it. And Joe Soap getting caught in the middle.
Yeah, I was caught yesterday with my pants on my knees with Tesla. Bugger.
Oh God, yeah. And of course, Netflix you missed because they had 2 million extra subscribers released that info after markets closed. So the jump up, you couldn't take advantage because it opened up. Don't be nasty, fine. Don't take this the wrong way. Sorry, I've got a very strong sense of ridiculous when you mentioned trousers down there. I remember one of these group WhatsApps, and then it's like an enthusiastic hikers, bit of fun, and this cartoon of the mountain when the lady below just about to fall off, and she grabs the guys above her trousers and pulls it down. You see a picture of his backside, and just saying what you do to save your life. No, don't take this wrong way, Farney. I think if I saw your bare bum right above me, I think I'd take the second option. Just kidding.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Right, yeah. And the other way around. You got a choice. Do I fall off the cliff or see my backside? I think you probably the cliff is a better option. No, it just amused me when you made that. Just triggered that cartoon source one. That's quite amusing. Anyway, yeah, go back to dollar yen. Must get caught up with the nonsense. No, hang on. Be careful now, guys. We're selling there. The buy's gone to 150. It's creeping there. Will they do it on the sell or whatever? The slightly different prices. It's not the universal price. You often look at other price in other areas, just slight differential where the deal desk feeds it through to us. You know what I'm saying? So it might go another few pips above. That's why you want to be in if you want to take advantage of this and not wait in case you don't get filled and it happens. Okay. Now, Petri asked, is it a sell correct? I'm interested why you should ask that question. Does anyone think this is a buy for the reason I've been talking about? Not technically, so what I've been talking about, does anyone think this is a buy? You with me, Pietro? No, we're talking about intervention. Intervention means they're buying the yen. So the other side of the currency pair will obviously be that it will come off. I hope you all understand what I mean by that. If you ask a question like that, it means you might not fully understand. I'm looking for when the intervention comes, they're gonna, if they do it, they're gonna buy a large tranche. I don't know how many, maybe $80 billion. I don't know, a large amount, maybe even more. Don't know the figures to be honest. I know them last time was a few years ago. It was around about 50, 60. So I had a couple of 20 billion just on top for inflation, just there, 20 billion slinging around here. I'm not sure we're all on the same page here. It's a buy undeniably, but it's too high. I'm sorry, what's that got to do with the intervention we've been talking about? I'll be on this. I'm worried now some of the things we're not actually on the same page here. I'll try and explain again. If the Japanese government suddenly steps in and buys an astronomical large amount of yen, what is going to happen to the other currency? It's going to go down, isn't it? And what is the base currency? The yen, the dollar, the dollar. So if you're looking at intervention or buying the yen, you want to be on the short side of the base currency. Is anybody not getting this? Because some of these questions coming out, I'm not sure we're all on the same page. Good, because that is vital. Because you can say, why are we selling in a clear buy zone? Those are the reasons. Good.
Roger, can I ask quickly? Sorry, I can only talk. I'm in the car on site.
Okay.
Your methodology behind the USD JPY, that the JPY is going to strengthen and go down. Can we not apply the same tactics to CHF JPY, which is at record highs?
Yeah, I thought.
I know you're selling the Swiss franc, but
no, I get you completely. I saw that myself. Funny enough, you mentioned that. I thought of that myself because is it record highs, etc. I just think the Swiss franc won't come off as much as the dollar, and everything's about the dollar. That's why I didn't say when it gets to 170 on the Swiss franc or 150 on the pound or whatever the hell, or 140 on the pound or what the hell it is, on the dollar. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The yen will strengthen, whether it's against the peso, the Aussie dollar, or the South African rand. It's all irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? The other side of the coin will clearly weaken if the other side is strengthened. Simple as that. But yeah, you can choose that. I just think you might get a bit more reaction on the dollar because it is still strong, but slightly weak in the Swiss franc. But I hear your reasoning because I saw that myself. And I'm a little bit nervous to suddenly say, hang on a minute, we'll do in 2 or 3 shorts on it in case I don't come to the party, overexposed, going against a very strong upward trend or a very negative trend on the yen. And now you will, like fine, be caught with your trousers down. And 2 bare-assed lads out there, it's going to be too much for me to handle. You know what I mean? But you get my point.
Yeah, no money to buy new pants.
No money to buy new pants. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. And it's illegal to go out with no trousers on, so you'll be stuck indoors. That would take a little bit too far, getting beyond ridiculous now. But yeah, but I take your reasoning, and that's the reason why I hovered on that thought, Stuck with that one. But you can maybe do the AUD JPY or something. Well, that's got to say for itself if you're not in that one at the moment. What's the AUD JPY? Could come down. Yeah. I think just stick with the dollar and keep an eye on it because that's one we're looking at. And this might be slightly out of sync with it. So rather stick with the dollar yen. But I hear your reasoning. I think as well, we can even look at this. I don't normally like to sell a strong currency, but this one, it's too far down. I thought maybe we can take the risk of selling this against that. But no, ship sell, forget it. I wouldn't be buying it, no. Oh, God knows. I don't know how many, but I remember them doing about 15, 16, maybe 17 years ago. Maybe a longer time goes so quick, but it could be 20 years the last time. And that was the other way around. The yen was too damn strong. They're battling to export because people were buying Korean goods. They weren't. Well, that was before the Chinese really took off, and they're buying, the Hondas, the Hyundais, and goodness knows what, because the Corolla, lovely car, but it's becoming too expensive because the yen was so ridiculously strong. So they were selling the yen to try and weaken it for export reasons, and it happens. I've seen it before. Suddenly get a spike, and it goes back the same direction. But what they do, if they do it again, everyone there will know they bloody well mean it now, so they'll be scared to push it above that 150. They'll put a sort of psychological cap on that without hopefully having to spend any more money from the Japanese point of perspective. Yeah, I am
Right.
actually. What's it? Go on.
But they also have done it on the 3rd of October, remember?
Yeah, I did.
Just have a look at your.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
I used to talk about it in the
that happened.
past. Yeah,
In
no,
the past.
in the past. Yeah, that was just recently. I'm talking. I presume he meant has it happened in the past? Yes, it has. 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times. I can't remember. About 15, 20 years ago, and whatever it was. I think it's closer to 20 years actually. Yeah, it's been done in the past. Yeah, so I'm familiar with it, and I realized the like of it, how it played out, which it certainly did. AUD, yes, I'm still in it. Yeah. It's bounced a bit now. That's my worry. Peter, as I say, maybe I should have taken the round figure, but I'm still there. I've got my stop. I think I should have still. Where's my stop? Just make sure. Yeah, there's my stop. So where is it? 70. It's a little bit higher, but you can bring a bit closer if you want. But I thought there might be a bounce that's actually happening as we speak, but I'm going to stick with it anyway. Scared chip. Oh, well, I don't think they'll get there without Japanese intervention. That's a hell of a long way away. That's an enormous difference. If it gets there, sure, no. Tell you what, that happens, trust me, the Japanese won't be able to afford their oil. Okay, what's it doing now? So I'm getting a bit of fascination with this thing. Come on, you bugger. Get up there and intervene. I want me, you, everybody here to have a big smile on their face going into the weekend. Because then you'll be able to handle my terrible jokes when you see me again on Monday. It is tricky. I think it's going to be fairly quiet. They're similar currencies. I just thought it was a bit bought the pound against the NZD, so I thought it might be a pullback. But it might be a bit on the slow side, to be honest, Muzi. Might have to hang around a bit for that. Bit of patience, think on that one would be required. Is gold sticking, or is it still trying to move up? Hovering around 90 days, backing to move up above resistance. It's come off a bit. GBP's come off a bit. It's just slightly improv. You got in the single entry. It's battling. Let's look at short term. Probably see a bit clearer. Yeah, it's battling to break out, isn't it? Have to wait for some more bad news to be planted all across the press. Oh, you're long on that. Be very careful, Ebenezer. It doesn't matter what. If the yen strengthens, what's going to happen to the other currency? It doesn't matter what the other currency is. That's obviously going to weaken, obviously. It's like a seesaw. If I'm the same way as you, Bernice, and suddenly another guy comes and sits my side, well, I'm going to go down and you're going to go up. Clearly, same principle. If they intervene right now, I hope you got a stop loss. If they don't intervene, you should have a nice profit. That's why I haven't been touching yen this week. Remember at the beginning of the week, I said I'm not touching the yen. So why am I doing it now? For the reasons I gave. Otherwise, I'm not going to a yen trade. So protect yourself. If that's the case, hope you're in a profit. Get your stop loss to protect yourself. You might even get a bit of slippage if it gets that sudden. I hope you know what slippage is. If you don't, please ask. It's important. You should know that. But I'll explain anyway, just in case. Remember, the market, like everything else in business, is about buyers and sellers. And you can't sell it to something at the price you want, then you have to sell it at a lower price. Simple as that. So if there's no buyers at your stop loss because the sudden intervention came in at a lower figure, you'll get what's called slippage, and you get out below your stop loss because there's no buyers or sellers. Remember, you go long, your sell is when you go long, a sell is a sell order. When you go short, when you go long, the stop loss is a sell order. When you go short, the stop loss is a buy order. There's no buys there because it went through so damn quick. Then you get slippage. It's a bit like 9/11 when that aircraft shot into the World Trade Center and obviously the market's plummeted. If you've got a 30 pip stop, it probably gone straight through it without any buyers coming on board. They're all sellers, no buyers around. Hope you understand what that means. Okay, Vilna, good stuff. Glad to see you got a bit of blue in front of you there. Color on your charts and your PLs, profit loss PLs. And yeah, hopefully enjoy the weekend. Well, let's have a look, Ebenezer. Let's have a look. That's what we're here for. We'll discuss this. You got it 1083. What a bloody pleasure, you star. Okay, I would get it just in case. Give it a bit of room to move. You got it 10831. You got hang on. Okay. Oh, you stop us. So you've already modified it. So you should talk about it. Sorry. I put up to 109. In fact, I'm getting that nervous. Put it up to 109.1. There you are, 109.1. You built in 80, maybe 75 pips with costs, whatever happens. What a pleasure. And it gives enough room if they do have an intervention, but it might not. Not say they will do. At least you should be grabbing hopefully some buyers on the way down to get you out. Okay, 109.10. Okay, that's my take on that one. And let it run. They might intervene. Don't panic on it. Then just continue. I wanted to buy this myself. I'm just too scared. It was too high to buy. Not enough meat on the bones in case the intervention like I'm talking about. So I'm just leaving the Japanese yen alone, except that trade I just mentioned. And it's not strictly our price. It might go slightly above or below because say we get it what called a dealing desk from overseas, the price feed, and other dealing desks have slightly different prices coming through. Different spreads, etc. Okay, any questions? Sold. Now's starting to jump a bit, is it? You gone in short? Okay, well, fair enough. I suppose you're chasing it a bit, but anyway. Where do you put it? 14949. At least, yeah, you need a 200 pip stop. Where's mine? Skip tell you, put the same as mine. I've modified mine, by the way, as you can see. I'm on the wrong one. Beg your pardon. There we are. Yeah, my stop loss you see is well into profit there. And mine is, where is it? Yeah, 149. Mine's a 149. It's a little bit close there. I think stick with yours. You need about 200 pip gap. Anyway, mine's a 149. But I'm not sure I'd have entered a short right now, that's for sure. You might be right. We'll see. I think you're chasing it a bit, but hopefully it'll come right. Okay. All with me? Okay. Yeah, Peter, like I say, we get our price. Not everyone's got the same price out there. So what happened last time? There we are. That might solve the problem. When did it happen last time? It happened. Well, this will be on the buy at 10, just above there. So it came just above. So it might get a little bit higher before they do it again. That's what happened last time. Not on the sell price, the buy price. So if it gets to 150.05, they might do it again. Might. At the moment, bloody pace, because you want it to happen. It's like waiting for a bloody kettle to boil, isn't it? Stare at the damn thing. Hurry up, kettle. I just really do hope it happens. Well, what a pleasure to go the weekend. Not for my sake, well, for my sake, sure, but for everybody out there. Whoa, put a smile on your face. Then we'll stop and talk about rugby for the. If we can do it right now, we've all made a good killing. Then we can stop and spend the rest of the section, the rest of the forum, talking about the rugby tonight, tomorrow night. I hate to say, I'm sounding like an old man here. Wish the hell I hadn't got it at 9 o'clock at night. 4 or 5 o'clock would be ideal. So everyone goes to the pub, gets so excited about it, starts boozing, and they either can't drive home or have to leave before the match begins and wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and missed it. But anyway, we'll see. Obviously, the smart one is on Kiwis against the Bucks, but I hope they've got to take these games seriously. If they don't, it could have an Argentina-England final. I looked at a pundit this morning on it, and he says it's actually an English guy, and he's saying no way is the English team the same league as the Box. The only way they're going to win this is the Box don't take it seriously enough. And that'd be highly unprofessional. Okay, right. Anything else you'd like to chat about? We've covered quite a bit. See, oh, the goal's still trying to go up, but we'll see what happens. Anything else you'd like to chat about? Anybody there not got the economic calendar? If you haven't, I'll print the link for you. Anyone not got the DXY or the dollar index? If not, I'll put the link for you. Anyone who's got a funded account, not a demo account, not got my number, I'll put it on the chat line for you. There you are. I've asked. If you want it, ask. If you don't ask, I assume you got. Well, I keep saying don't stare at it. Let's look at something else. What should we look at? GBP-NZD, just to see how that's going. Bit quiet going to the weekend from now. Might go in with a nice big bang on that one. This one here, but we'll look at something else. Let's pop back up again. It's moving around. Not much happening. Euro dollar. I've not chased it. I missed the trail. Like I said, I forgot to place it. I wouldn't chase it now. Mind having said that. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's starting to strengthen again. I'm tempted, actually. I wonder if I should. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's work it out. What is the risk? Put it up there somewhere. The math not same as I'll put it there. 106.50. Oh, there it is already a clot. Take it down here. 104.50. That'll do. Not too worried about that. What does that give me? 140 bucks with 1400 goes straight 0.1. Stop loss was again 106.50. And what was the TP again? One, oh, 445. God, you see the baby. Yeah, that's correct. Let's make sure. That's about right. Okay. I don't know, to be honest, Reno. It depends how many people are out there getting out of it. I think it's not so much about people buying the AUD and selling the dollar. It's more about people profit taking, which means they're exiting, and which means they're buying to exit. So I don't know how many people are out there doing it. Well, it's come off again. Well, there you are then. Well, no, hang on. That's pretty good. What a pleasure. No, didn't get much profit taking there. Look, it popped up the last few minutes and then came off again. You just got to break through this guy here. If you can't break through there, might give up and shoot up 20, 30 pips. I don't know. But the Aussie dollar is definitely much weaker. I don't think it's going to be an enormous amount of profit taking here, just a little bit. And I think as soon as it bounces up, there'll be some sellers jumping in to push it back down again. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Yep, I hear you. That's happened to me. Was Marcus here? I think Marcus asked about CAD, CHF as a sell. And I said, let's try and get a better price. I'm sorry about that. I was wrong. We should have gone at market. It's done all right. Yeah, I wouldn't join it now. That ship sold. You know what I'm saying? I think it was you, wasn't it, Marcus? I think it was you. And it was about there when you asked, I think. And I said, try and get a better price. Look at it. Bloody well. Anyway, I think I was a bit chicken there. Anyway, that's as maybe. Okay, anything happening on the yen? Battling. Just trying, but scared. Okay, that's it. Gold still on the march. Yep, we'll see what happens there. I took it, by the way, high risk one, but I took it. If it's a bit hot for your blood, don't bother. They're a bit preemptive. That's just a strategy, a preemptive strategy, basically. Nothing more, nothing technical about it. Okay, that's about all I've got to discuss at the moment. I've got trade ideas. Anything you'd like me to look at for you, or moving a stop loss, or looking at something, or just trying to ask why can't we go into that? What's your reasoning behind it? But I'm negative on the markets, stock market that is, because there's a lot of flurry and worries out there.
Uncle Roger, USD JPY
And the
is
yields are
dropping
still high, which is
drastically.
negative for the markets. You are cash.
How's it, Roger? Hello,
Do we
Roger.
have a sell on that? Somebody should be in the sell on that one. EuroCAD. Oh yeah, aren't we on the sell on that one? We should be. Yeah, we are. Got in yesterday. 11468. It's jumped up. Oh, that's right. We discussed it here in the trading room, remember? Should we wait till it hits there? Or should we try here with not being on board? The stop loss is way above anyway. So it's trying to come off. If you're in, clearly hold. I'm in, clearly hold. I got the 68 as well. And just in case it didn't, I'm on board. The stop's out the bloody way anyway. I think if you're not in this one, guys, here we go. Drastic. What do you mean by drastically? That's not drastic. It's a few pips. Don't bloody panic me like that, mate. 5 pips is not drastic. Yo, let me going for a minute then. Yeah, if you're not on board, take it. If you are on board, leave it. Stay in if you are on board. Don't double up, but yeah. But yeah, no, for sure. That is a nice trade, yeah. Thought, I might have missed the bloody thing. Just no, it happens. I think it might be easing, I don't know drastically in capital letters there, but it might be easing off. I think guys are starting to give up on it. They're just too scared. I hate that because it's probably going to drift around now.
Sorry, I'm trying
That's
to
the problem.
to
Might
type
end up just
and
drifting
drive
around.
at the same time.
Ever stared at a chart? You're about 2 pips off or 5 pips off TP. Should I hold on it? Should I hold on to it? Should I hold on to it? And it just will not. Goes up 2 and then comes off 1. Is it ever going to get? It's only 5 pips away, and you're really, your adrenaline's flying. And you know, sod it. It's only 5 pips. I'll get out now, just in case it pulls back another bloody time. And just as you click the button to get out, it starts shooting up and hit your TP. You know what I mean? You're driving and typing. Oh my goodness. Not too sure I can think that's a good idea. If you cut off half midway, it means you've got me stopped by a cop. Be careful. Yeah, that's correct. I'm not sure how big a deal that is, to be honest, Subandili. Let's have a look here, man. It's coming up at oh, you're talking about Canadians, sorry. I'm not sure that's going to be that big. It'll have some effect, but I wouldn't start panicking on it. Okay. Whoa, well, anything else? Trades so far not too bad. I think hopefully you all had a blue week. If you didn't, maybe you're doing your own strategy or you're getting out to go. I don't know, you're doing something. But if you're following the signals in the trading room, you should all have done that. Should have had a good blue week. That theory should be the answer. So yeah. Now, Trevor, think of something interesting. I've just got to go and see the little boy's room for a moment, see if we can think of something interesting to ask, and we'll try and do that. Anything to engage the last half hour, while we're hanging on to see what happens, that we can get some value out of it. Just give me a second. When blue water sweet, good stuff. Okay. Right. Any guys? Florence, you good? Guiba? And are you good? Any questions you'd like to discuss? Meryl? Dineo? Doreen? And you think, hang on, I'm a bit confused on something. See, we can sort of, I can't, maybe someone else can clarify. Make sure we're all getting the same picture here. Uh, 148. It came off last time down about 147.30.40, but I want to make sure it don't come down and then just miss the out clause and then go up again. So not getting too cute. So I made it 148 for that reason. Okay. Do you remember last time it came down to 147.20? Now, will that happen again? Lastly, you want to put a stop loss at 147.50, getting cute, gets to 170, then the profit taking comes in, it starts bouncing up again. Like it did there, as you can see. That's the reason why I put it 148. And you'll be very happy with well, I don't know what price you got in at, but 180, 190 odd pip reward if it does occur very, very quickly. But I think every time it's coming off, the buyers coming in, but it's they might give up just now. I hope they don't, because if they do, then it's going to drift. Anything happening in AUD? Is it breaking through? Trying to EURCAD reminds me of that one. Yep, that's one. I forgot about that. I didn't read. Yeah, I discussed it earlier on. I can't remember. Oh, looking at the wrong page. No wonder I didn't mention it. Beg your pardon. Ah, beg your pardon. I'm looking at the wrong bloody page there. Sorry, I haven't gone over those two. Quite right. EuroCAD. It's just got to break through this damn 4-5 area. Thought it was going to do it just now. Trying to sellers are coming in pretty rapidly, but hopefully it's going to break through just now. AUD NZD. That was not doing much earlier on. Is anything happening now? Not much, pretty quiet, but it's trying to come off. So maybe we get some movement here soon. Very, very quiet. Well, I hope so, Florence. I hope so. Hope you understood that when I discussed earlier on why I put a sell out in a very strong zone. Are you completely clear why we're selling it in a very strong zone? Florence, do you understand why we think it's going to, why I put that out? You know what I'm saying? Hope you understand the reason behind it. But you got your stop anyway. And don't expect just to go in your way all the time. You know, it'll bounce up and down, but I just think things are going to settle down and then the thing will come back and I want to be on board for it. So I took the risk and it's a wide stop. And you see it's battling it past. Okay, I'll do that. Battling it past 1980 as well, as you can see. What's moved gold up? I'll repeat again. Sorry, guys, just for Florence and maybe some others, maybe later on, not quite understanding it. It's pushed up not because of technicals, not because I mentioned the DXY and the yields. They've gone up, which is a negative effect on gold. So why is gold going up so much when all the indicators are pointing to downward movement? Purely geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. Fear. What happens? You get fear coming in, people turn to gold. That's why I call it the fear factor in my weekly little snippet there, which is placed on the VIP group on Monday morning. And just say there's been large tranches of gold bullion itself, not Krugerrands per se in this case. That's retail stuff, but large in India particularly. But I believe China as well bought quite a bit large amount of bullion because they're getting a little bit nervous what's happening over there because it's in the oil area and all the rest of the problems that occur in that particular hot spot called the Middle East. Okay. And I think that's starting to slide a bit now. So if any calming there, or say the news comes off the back page and it starts to get slightly forgotten about, then the rationality of high yields, high dollar will kick in and the profit tail will come in. The short sellers will be attracted and hopefully get a decent, quite quick, in fact, move back down. It might be a day, might 2 days, and you get a decent move down. And I'm taking the risk to be on board for that. That's why I recommended it. And with a wide stop in case we get some more noise. Last thing I want to do is a bit more fear creeps in. It gets to 1990 and you're stopped out. 2000 is a very, very strong psychological support area. So that's why I put the stop at 2010 just to protect. If it starts going through the 2010 area and upwards, then we've got a major problem in the Middle East. I'm sorry you lost your trade, but there's bigger fish to fry, bigger things to worry about. We got a problem, big problem, Houston. That's the reason behind it. Make sense? Florence, good with that? Okay, got it. Good stuff. See, it seemed to be holding the round figure on that trade we got out this morning. See, it seemed to be holding that figure, so maybe we'll start getting a bit of a pullback. Hovering, a big word there. Seriously hovering. And I just want this EuroCAD trying to break through. Hang on. We might be starting to break through. If we can break through this round figure here, 145, it's got to break this little guy here. It's only on the 15-minute, but it seems to be holding it back. It just needs to break down there, and hopefully we'll start getting some movement in the direction we want. AUD NZD is anybody's guess at the moment, but okay. Anything else you want to look at?
Anything on indices?
Price you
and
want to look
shares,
at?
Uncle? Uncle, can you hear me?
Even though the answer, you can sometimes ask a question that other people might be frightened to ask. Some people do that. No problem. Basic clarification job.
I think there's a problem with Roger's mic because I tried to talk and now as well and nobody heard me.
I completely agree with you. Something is wrong with Wim's mic. I'll try to
Nothing?
type it out.
You all
to
good? It's not a where we're going to argue with you. Just something you're not sure of. Let's clarify it. Just the time. No good going to the live chat and asking somebody else when you've got the chance to trade them. And remember, no point going to live chat and asking about trading support. Because and if you've got my number, come straight to me. Because if you go to the other guys, they'll just put you straight through on the live chat anyway. So if you end to do a trading quiz, you need to come to me. Tech queries, go to live chat. Okay. Opening other accounts, things like that. You go to your account manager, or what do you want to call them, a liaison officer, whatever, the person who's been introduced you to this. They can help you with that. And you do a stock market college, go to live chat to stock market college. I'm purely there for trading queries, not how to place a trade. That's for platform trading. I can hear. What's that mean? Oh, hang on. I've got muted you guys. No, you should be able to. Can you hear me? You should have, you're not muted. Oh, hang on. Is the mic gone? Let's have a look.
We hear you, but you cannot hear us.
Oh, I'm
Hello?
so sorry. I'm so bloody sorry. The mic was off, so you couldn't hear a word I've been saying the last few minutes. I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear us now?
Now I can. The bloody somehow I clicked a button. I clicked on the mute for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry about that. Yes, I can hear you perfectly now. Go for it.
Thank you. But I basically want to know anything taking on indices and shares for later
Okay.
today.
Indices, I think just give a miss. If you're in, hold. But I wouldn't join you now. It's a bit. I see downside, but I think it's a bit late to join now the indices. Shares. Let's have a look. Not really. What's ABT? Don't think about ABT. Don't mean anything to me that. So I'm not sure I want to do that one. Let's have a look. Amazon. Not comfortable. Trying to find somewhere. BA wanted to look at a short on that one, but I think that ship sailed. We're not doing Baba at the moment for various reasons. Tesla, good point. Tesla will jump down there. Yeah, a bit of a gap down because you see what he came out with, Musk saying we've got to somehow get the price cheaper for everyone to buy it. And at the moment, the problem is getting a lot of people to buy the product because the costs are high producing it, makes it expensive for the purchaser. And he's being honest saying that, but he didn't do his share price any favors. and that immediately on that comment brought the share price down. I think it's going to last forever. Once the knee-jerk reaction has gone away, we know it's expensive. We know it's like buying a cell phone. Remember, we first came out, it was a yappy phone, and then it'll the prices will come down as technology improves. Tesla's a good company. Yeah, I'm giving the market downside, but this one I think we could get a bounce. Yeah, so I think I think we can get a bounce on this one. Yeah, I think we could get a bounce. I'm not sure I'm keen today, to be honest. I think we'll leave shares going into the weekend. A few things could happen. Middle East tensions could arise over the weekend, things could get worse, which would be negative on the market, stock market, etc. worldwide. I'm poised to look at maybe a buy on Tesla if the fundamentals are in place to do it. So at the moment, I'll just say stay in your Disney share. Hopefully, it's in profit. Let's hope it continues. And then otherwise, I personally would stay clear of the stock market at the moment. Too many balls in the air, mainly out of your control.
Okay, but with the oil price so high, what about ExxonMobil or one of the others, OXY oil companies?
Forgot about that, to be honest. Yeah, that's worth having a look at. Forgot about that. Yeah, again, of course, it depends on the oil price. That's clearly moving up because that's where the oil price is going. If you think the oil price is going to be Brent, I'm talking about 95, and I think then I think it might come off. Yeah, as a share, you could be selling these XOM. Let's look at the other one. What was it called again? What's it called again? What's its code? Oh, here we are. Oxy, that's right. Yeah. Just a second. Let's make sure the stuff's on there. Yeah, I think that might be a slightly better one because a bit of technical resistance there than Oxy, than an Exxon. I mean, yeah, that might be a better bet technically as well. Bit of highs there. Yeah, if we go a bit higher, around about those levels there, Brent starts coming off. I think that'd be an excellent short. Quite agree. Thank you for that. Good idea. Not now, not today. Look at it again on Monday as a possibility.
Okay, point taken.
Okay, and you're happy with that? Because that's just my thinking on it. If you're happy, that's fine. That's about all I can come up with. Anything else? Got a few minutes left. Anything else you want to? Some of the people who are just new here, like Florence or Doreen or whatever. Johannes, anything you'd like to quickly ask? Just to maybe help you clarify a couple of things? Teresia? Don't want to feel left out there.
I'm listening and learning. Yeah, I'm very new. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I tell you something now. If you're confident enough to speak, instead just tape that means you're a confident person. That's good. Should do you good stead. Okay. Just a little tip on that. Keep pen and paper. You might think of something handy. You might think of something later on. Oh, bloody hell, I should have thought of that. Have it handy so you can always come to the trade room and ask. So you're picking up stuff, keep a good idea. Don't forget, guys, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You ain't gonna learn all this in 5 minutes. It's ongoing. And even if you're all experts in here, it's still worth having. We can throw ideas around. Like Finder says, what about not Finder, something about Tesla, or let's have a look at I forgot about the oil share. There you are. You know what I mean? Saying so we all throw our bid in and draw attention to something we might have missed. So it's all good stuff. Is that right? I've missed that. Okay. Because I reckon so much misinformation coming out to try to blame the Israeli hitting that hospital, but at the same time, they think it was a rocket went wrong. And I'm not above those guys to actually blow their own hospital up and blame it on Israelis to get public opinion against them. So, you know, but I don't have enough facts on it, and most of us don't. The news is it's okay, but what really goes on is probably classified. But that's yeah. But they're quite open. I tell you, they're quite open. They're going to get stuck in there, so we shall see. I'm not sure tit for tat is the greatest way to solve the problem, but I'm not emotionally involved, etc. But don't forget, I think I better mention it before. I was reading a book, and there's a Muslim guy who's called a Hafiz, and what an Hafiz is the guy who has learned the Quran off verbatim, the lot, memorize the whole Quran, like memorize the Bible. As you imagine, that's an incredible undertaking. It's only about 1,600 people have managed to achieve that. This guy on top is a professor on theology. And people ask him what it's all about. It's nothing to do with Muslims and Christians doing like that. It's to do with hate. And if you don't hate, you can't understand. If you, it's pure emotional hate. And there's a guy called Ben Shapiro, I think, pointed out quite well. It's not about getting more land or saving the Palestinians. They hate Jews and they want to kill them. That's as simple as that. If you don't hate, look, I don't hate them at all, so it's very difficult to understand that. But you know, it's pure hatred. Awful, really, isn't it? As somebody once said to me years ago, hatred, never mind the other person, it poisons your own mind. And some poisoned minds running around there, I tell you. And don't bring religion into it.
They say hate is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick.
I haven't heard that before. Quite like it. Yeah, quite like it. It's pretty good, that. Yeah. 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 But I mean, that's Professor Theology who learned the Quran back. You might know what he's talking about. So that
What has happened to my sound? What happened here?
Can you hear us, Roger?
Oh, why am I supposed to leave? Is the Zoom finished? I can't hear anything.
I can hear you. I don't know. Maybe the meeting ended. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
No, the meeting has not ended yet, guys. Roger's got a problem with his sound.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Ah,
Yes,
hallelujah.
we can.
I unplugged and plugged in again. It must be something of the USB port problem. Because I was definitely unmuted. Thank goodness for that. Yay. God. Yo. We do a lot of technology till it kicks up, hey? Thank goodness for that. I lost my thread I was on about, so close on getting that sorted. Okay, where were we? Thank goodness for that. Yeah, I can stick with the trade if you like. I'm gonna stick with it. If it comes off, I'll make a profit. If it hovers, I'll just be boring. And if it does go up and intervene, I'll win. So I'll just leave it, let it run. Let it run. You got your stop loss in case they don't intervene, it marches up. But it's going to be some very quiet, nervous trading on it at the moment, as you can see. Very nervous trading.
I just want to say something to everybody as well. I don't know if you guys know, but there's audiobooks on YouTube. Sorry, I could be a bit behind on this, but there's the book of Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. He explains the emotional psychology of money, and it's exactly what we go through as traders. If you guys want to read it or listen to it, I suggest you do. It's actually very, very worth the time.
Absolutely, yeah. I read that Rich Dad Poor Dad, but a hell of a long time ago, to be honest. But yeah, absolutely. And you know, I've said many times in here, exercise your skills on your head, because that's the most difficult part, and that's what usually screws up the trader, not their knowledge. All right, when you first start, of course, your knowledge is a bit on the low side, but after a while, train for a while, if you look back and answer yourself, most of the mistakes made is usually from emotionals. That's why you learn nothing on the demo, simply because there's no emotion. Take that out, it's just pointless. I always say, like golf, eh? A 3-foot putt is easy when you're playing around for fun. If somebody comes up and say, I'll pay you $1 million if you can make it, but you pay me if you don't, that 3-foot putt now has become 30 meters. It's all in the head. Yeah, very much. Very, very much. But not just read it. A lot of people read it, but they don't take it on board. You've got to work on that head of yours. And I'll tell you, you read right through it, but tell you what I've been saying anyway. Got to work on that head. I know from experience that's been my biggest enemy by far. Another one is very difficult, is to be honest with oneself. And we like to see things to fit in our own narrative. Ever picked up a book and say, hey, it's a great book, this, because they're agreeing with your opinion. Then you get to the chapter they don't agree with your opinion and says, this book's talking rubbish. Hey, well, this guy here is really good. The reason why he's really good because he probably agrees with me. Anyway, yeah, at least it's got the sound sorted out, thank goodness. I think that's really about it. Just have to keep an eye on things. Don't jump into turning too cute going into the weekend. We've got a blue week. Stick with the blue week. We don't want to do something silly out of boredom, or you want to make a quick buck and it takes away the good days. Okay, just to be a bit circumspect there, and might be quiet, probably likely to be, and keep an eye on what's happening in the Middle East as well. You're not the only one there, Sam. I'm bloody slow on tech. Just go to YouTube, put the search button, and put in a Rich Dad Poor Dad audio or something like that. Simple as that. Even I can do that.
Just type in Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's audiobooks, and it comes up. Okay. And as I said, there's lots of other authors as well there. like Dale Carnegie, Steve Covey. I can't remember all the others. They actually got the books that I started reading but never finished. Now it's on audio version, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. A lot of guys driving the car long distance often have an audio book as well to keep them entertained.
Just to let you know, all these successful people actually listen to these books and read them. I mean, as you guys know, I work for an estate agency, and my principal, he goes for a jog every morning, and he's got his audiobooks running, and he's listening to all these audiobooks, and he often advises us on these books. And it's I think it's a great way to start your day.
I totally agree. But the thing is, like everything else, not just read it, they've got to take it on board. A lot of people, somebody's saying that the problem with
Absolutely.
people, they don't read for meaning. They read it, but have they got the gist, the concept of it? You've got to read, not just read for meaning. And it comes down to another horrible word as well. Unfortunately, I'm not that great at it myself, and that's discipline. Unfortunate discipline. I mean, I went for a walk this morning, and I didn't really feel like it, so I had to push. But once I was on the walk, it was fine. I think it was Bruce Fordyce once said, what you need to do is put on your walking or running shoes. Once you put them on, then you're motivated. You stare at the shoes, stare at them, don't do any good. You think, well, excuse, why not? And then stop doing that, put the shoes on, and then you're on the way. I found that works for me. It's a mindset, yeah, but it's absolute vital mindset. You can have all the amps in the world. So you can have all the volts in the world. But if you haven't got any amps, there's no point. But yeah, there's a little tip there. If you feel you don't really feel like going for the walk, you should. You're only going to feel good if you don't. Quick way, go and put the bloody shoes on. And that decision's then made for you, and out the door you go. And it's a pleasant walk. I did it in the end. Pleasant walk right along the promenade next to the sea here, just outside where I'm staying. And it came back and happy for it. I didn't even take the trouble to give you the link. There you are, guys. That's exactly, Edwin. Absolutely, Edwin. I've had a lot of people ask my advice, and I give it, they don't take it, and they call up a couple of days later why that went wrong. Because I gave that advice, you went against it. That's why it went wrong. Yeah. What we see when I'm asking your advice, Mr. Joe Blogs, normally what I mean is I want you to tell me what I want to hear. Anyway, 11 o'clock just approaching. So you got the link there. There's no such thing. Some people say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They don't train Monday, Friday. It's all in the head. If an opportunity comes up on a Monday, it will. If an opportunity does not come up on a Tuesday, then you won't. No specific reason. A lot of people wait till 3:30 when the American market's open, get some more action. But and then you're going to miss a lot of trading signals come up, and maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. The only thing is you can't trade when the market's closed. Otherwise, if there's one there, you take it. I've taken Friday afternoon trades. Not that often, I'll be honest with you. But if I've seen a pretty good chance of one, I'll take it. Depends. I remember you've got a life as well. You might be going out, watching the rugby, doing something else. Why enter a trade and your mind's not on the rugby because you're sweating about the trade? So, yeah, anytime. Thank you, Simondili. Okay. And yeah, as I say, have a good one, and I'll catch you Monday. Cheers. Thanks, Michael and everyone. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Teresa. Great to have. You must stick with us, Teresa. Don't go all at once.
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I will learn hard.
Good. But I know, hang on, I want you there anyway to learn hard or not, because I want to hear a cheerful, laughing voice that cheers me up. So, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you've been ordered to come back. It's not even up for question.
Don't
Order
worry,
from the
don't
top.
worry. I'll be there every day. Don't worry.
Good stuff. Brilliant.
Yes. Thank you. Nice weekend
Ed.
for you.
And
Okay,
yourself.
bye.
Cheers, Ed. Bye.